I wanted to welcome everyone, and it's always a challenging time right now on our campus. So these moments of celebration, I think, are particularly important, and often is the highlight for our year when we spend a lot of time in our center promoting the work the faculty, staff, students do on our campus and in the community. And so I'm excited to be here today. I would love if we were all face to face, but I'm really thrilled to be here to support all of you and to recognize great work that's been done. BGSU has been a long-term member of National and Ohio Campus Compact, and we appreciate these organizations' focus on creating opportunities to recognize the great work being done by students and faculty and staff at member campuses. And in CPI, we spend a lot of time taking the opportunity to tell the story going on about the work in our community and in partnership with BGSU. So today we get to celebrate 3 members of the BGSU community that we're very excited about. I want to thank President Rogers for joining us today for this celebration. President Rogers is the 12th president of Bowling Green State University, and prior to becoming president, he served as provost and senior vice president, and before that, dean of the BGSU College of Business. We note that President Rogers is also an alum of BGSU, graduating from our MBA program. We're also very pleased that President Rogers, who has a strong commitment to community engagement, serves as a member of the board of directors of Ohio Campus Compact, and has been a long-term advocate for experiential learning and the vital role of public universities in creating and sustaining thriving communities. Under Dr. Rogers' leadership, BGSU as a community is really committed to nurturing intellectual and personal growth, creativity, and the pursuit of excellence in a collaborative, mutually respectful environment. So Dr. Rogers, I'd like to hand over the microphone to you, and thank you for joining us this morning.
V, thank you very much, and for that very complete introduction as well. I have 2 observations. One is you might think you simply can't get rid of me because I'm still here at Bowling Green, and 2, you know, my mom and dad would be very proud of what you said. So I'm not sure it's true, but thank you very much for certainly that very kind introduction. And Dick Kinsley's on the call here, and Dick leads Ohio Campus Compact, and want to certainly appreciate that he is here in terms of sponsoring this award. I also want to certainly recognize the Center for Public Impact and the important work that CPI does. And V and Paul, thank you both for your leadership. Certainly Dr. Ogawa oversees this as well through his role as Vice President for Research and the economic engagement. And so I want to, and we've got some faculty on the call here too, and I want to acknowledge their work and each of our students. We've got 2 students who are recognizing today, and to both of you, you know, political science and economics major, a sociology major, to each of you though, in the roles that you have been, your leadership that you have taken across this campus to build our community and to move forward the role of a public university in creating public good is an important part of the work that you have done. And so I congratulate both of you for the fine work. And Dr. Nicholson, also, I want to congratulate you, Lee, in terms of your work and leadership. And I want to thank you for all that you continue to do, certainly to support the Center for Public Impact, but your work to build stronger communities. As V said, you know, public university for the public good. It is important that institutions like Bowling Green State University embrace our role. And our role as supported by the taxpayers and citizens of Ohio is to make sure that we are doing our part to build vibrant and sustaining communities. And in this global pandemic, I hope you know, in many ways, it's led to some very tragic outcomes in some individuals that I hope we continue to think about. And to anybody that is on the call today that may have been their own health impacted in some way, or a family member, I hope you know we're thinking about you. But if there's anything we've learned from this global pandemic, is how interconnected our community is, our country is, our world is. We are so interconnected. You know, this virus pays no distinction between socioeconomic class, between neighborhoods, between countries. It impacts us all in differing ways, yes, but more than ever, we recognize how interconnected the world is. And the importance of recognizing that, in my opinion at least, is to begin to realize how we must always build strong relationships, connections, support each other, and make sure that each of the communities in which we're living in are strong and vibrant, but also that we understand that our actions here have impact on other communities as well. And so the importance that these three individuals, in terms of your leadership and your involvement and engagement, not only in this community, but in the region, it has impact on the nation and the world. And so we start here locally, but we know it absolutely has impact globally. And so to each of you, congratulations. I thank you so much. We are so pleased that you are a student here at Bowling Green or a faculty member at Bowling Green. And that you are choosing to use your intellect, your energy, your focus to drive the public good. So on behalf of Bowling Green State University, it is my honor to congratulate each of you for the great work that led to these nominations.
Thank you very much, President Rodgers, for those great opening comments and for being with us today to recognize these students and faculty member. At this time, I'd like to introduce our special guest, Dick Kinsley from Ohio Campus Compact. He's going to tell us a little bit about Ohio Campus Compact and also about the first award.
Great, thanks, Paul, and thank you for having me today. I do also miss having seen everyone in person. Bowling Green State University has been a longtime member of Ohio Campus Compact, and as an organization, we're a statewide nonprofit. We work with about 40 colleges and universities here in Ohio, 2-year, 4-year, public and private, to support student and institutional participation in community service, service learning, and other civic engagement activities. We are connected to a national office in Boston, Massachusetts, and there are about 30 state or regional compacts across the country with about 1,200 colleges and university members as part of the Campus Compact organization. And I'm very pleased that V has been a longtime partner with Ohio Campus Compact and the work that we do in supporting the work at Ohio Campus Compact. Paul serves on our advisory council. And as you heard, Dr. Rodgers is one of our Ohio Campus Compact Board of Director members. And it's also good to see a number of faculty and staff here that I've known for a while and had an opportunity to work with at Bowling Green State University. And I'll also mention that I am an alum of BGSU. So the first award that I would like to present is the Newman Civic Fellowship Award. This award is named after Frank Newman. I had the great pleasure of meeting and working with Frank Newman for a number of years. Frank, when I knew him, was the president of the Education Commission of the States and one of the co-founders of Campus Compact as an organization. The Newman Fellow recognizes and supports community-committed students who are change makers and public problem solvers at Campus Compact member institutions. Fellows are nominated by their president or chancellor on the basis of their potential for public leadership. Through the fellowship, Campus Compact provides students with training and resources that nurture their assets and passions and help them develop strategies for social change. The year-long program includes virtual learning opportunities and networking as part of the national network of engaged student leaders. and an optional in-person meeting and convening in Boston. Each year we have a handful of students from Ohio who are Newman Fellows, and across the 1,200 campuses or so, there are about 200 fellows nationally that are Newman Fellows each year for the year-long opportunity and work with Campus Compact, but also on their campuses and with other students in their region and nationally. And so I'm very pleased that Elissa Tomans is a Newman Fellow this year.
Thank you very much, Dick, for those comments in that context about the Newman Civic Fellowship. I have the great honor of working with this student, Elisa Tomans, in the Center for Public Impact. And so it's an honor for me to kind of share a little bit more about her contributions at BGSU. So Elisa Tomans is a rising senior, double majoring in political science and economics from Hudson, Ohio. She is a Sidney A. Rabot President's Leadership Academy Scholar and a highly motivated and involved student leader with the Center for Public Impact, BGSU Votes student-led initiative. She has been a community-committed student leader, devoting her time to increasing student, voter, and political engagement. This includes removing voting barriers for students, engaging others in dialogue around social issues and political participation, and organizing events to assist students on campus and across the state of Ohio to explore leadership and public service. As an Andrew Goodman Foundation Vote Everywhere ambassador, she's helped lead a team of students who increased student voter participation by 23 percentage points in the 2018 midterm elections. These efforts have led to BGSU being designated as a 2019-2020 voter-friendly campus, receiving a Silver Seal Award from the All-In Campus Democracy Challenge, and being one of 5 campuses nationally that were recognized as a leader campus by the Andrew Goodman Foundation. In addition to her work with voter engagement, Alyssa has served as a student planning team member for the 2019 Propel Ohio Leadership Summit, organized by Senator Sherrod Brown and hosted at BGSU. This leadership conference brought together over 350 college student leaders and 60 administrators from across the state for a day of leadership and civic development in the fall of 2019. It is with great honor that we recognize Elisa Tomans as BGSU's 2020 Civic Fellow. Alyssa, would you like to say anything at this time?
Sure. I just want to say thank you to everyone that helped make this happen and everybody that has helped me to grow as a student leader on campus for the last 3 years. I'm so honored and fortunate to work with so many community-driven people on campus like Paul, and have the support of people like President Rodgers for the work that we do on campus, and as well as the opportunities that Campus Compact provides students. So I'm just really honored and excited to be a part of this fellowship. Voter engagement work isn't a particularly glamorous cause, but it's something that needs to be done. And so I'm just really excited that you all thought me worthy of this fellowship, and I'm excited to see what we can do to bring about more social change on campus. So thank you, Paul. Thank you, President Rodgers. Thank you, Dick. Thank you, everyone.
Great. Thank you very much, Alyssa, and congratulations again. It's always a pleasure and joy to work with you. As part of the Newman Civic Fellowship, we had to identify a mentor for Alyssa, and so Alyssa reached out to some folks, and so Dr. Shannon Orr, the director of our Masters of Public Administration program and a professor in political science, who's on this presentation today, will serve as Alyssa's mentor over the next year to help guide her and explore other opportunities. So thank you very much, Dr. Orr, for participating in the Newman Civic Fellowship as well. So our next award is the Charles J. Ping Award, and I'll turn it back over to Dick Kinsley to tell us a little bit more about this award.
Great, thank you. The Charles J. Ping Award is named after Charles Ping, former president of Ohio University and one of the founding members of Ohio Campus Compact. The Charles Ping Award was designed to recognize and honor undergraduate students' outstanding leadership and contribution to community service on their campuses and within their community. This award is granted annually to undergraduates from Ohio Campus Compact member institutions who exhibit outstanding leadership in their community service endeavors, both on their campus and within their community. Candidates have to be nominated by their college president. They have to submit an application and show evidence of their exemplary service work on their campus and in their community. We award this Charles Ping Award annually every year to only a handful of students across the state, across our 40-member institutions. This year, we're recognizing 8 students on Ohio colleges and universities with the Charles Ping Award. And I'm very pleased that the award winner, one of the award winners, is Adam Smith.
And actually, we're going to have V. Rosser kind of share the biography of Adam Smith, because she actually works more directly with Adam in our Center for Public Impact.
So I am very thrilled to share a little bit about the work Adam has done on our campus and in our community. We're going to miss him a lot because we have a rule about graduating from our center, and we'll be excited to celebrate that. So Adam Smith is a 2020 graduate of BGSU from Napoleon, Ohio, who majored in sociology and minored in sustainable development and activism. During his time at BGSU, Adam has been highly involved with the Center for Public Impact, Bowling Green Alternative Breaks, BGAB. He's been one of our stellar leaders. He participated in 7 different trips and represented BGSU at national breakaway trainings. He has been an invaluable leader with BGAB, helping to develop and implement new trips, raising funds to make the trips affordable for all students, and ensuring high quality training for site leaders of trips. In addition to his volunteering with BGAB, Adam has worked as a student employee in CPI, helping support the America Reads tutoring program. Through his work, he has ensured the smooth operation of deploying 100+ volunteers tutoring students in Northwest Ohio every week. In addition to his dedication to civic engagement through alternative breaks and tutoring, Adam has been a very active student advocate for sustainability. He was an intern with the Office of Campus Sustainability for the past 2 years. His commitment to civic action on the BGSU campus and in the community led to his appointment to the President's Council on Sustainability, where he was part of a cross-sector team supporting our commitment to develop policy and practices to ensure we meet our sustainability goals. His passion and actions in this area were also recognized with an appointment by the mayor of the city of Bowling Green to serve on the city's Sustainability Council. And as an example, one of the things we've just been working on was he wrote a green fund application that is allowing us to install composting into the community garden. So we're very excited about that. So please join me in recognizing Adam Smith as BGSU's 2020 recipient of the Ohio Campus Compact Charles J. Ping Award. So Adam, would you like to say anything?
Yes, thank you so much for your kind words, V. That means a lot. And thank you for everyone here on this call today and putting this together. It's nice to be able to have some of these with the times going on with COVID and everything. Thinking about my time at BG, because graduating too, it's a big step. Thinking about my time, there's a lot of different components that have really impacted me and the development that I've experienced at BGSU and have resulted in a lot of the direct service that I've engaged in. One of those is my degree in sociology. There's a lot of passionate professors that bring a lot of issues that communities are experiencing around the world. And getting to study those in class was really broadened my curiosity to learn more. But I'm very fortunate to have come across the CPI and BGAB my first semester here. Going on my first BGAB trip, I was engaging with food insecurity, and I kind of just saw that as a direct line to one issue. But when I got on the trip, we had site leaders facilitating different training and education and frameworks to look at social justice. And I saw all these various issues coming together. And we talked about the intersectionality of different issues. And that really brought that passion in my degree for direct service. And since then, I've kind of taken off with it with everyone else. And I've really fortunate to be a part of the CPI everyone at the CPI is super passionate about direct service, about community engagement, and that's just kind of fueled everything that I've done, and we've all gotten to work together. So thank you very much to V, Paul, Marty on the call, Mike, and everyone for their nomination for this award. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Adam, for those great comments, and then also for all of your dedication during your time at the Center for Public Impact and also at BGSU. So I'll turn it back over again to Dick Kinsley to share with us a little bit of information about the David Hoch Award, which is our final award today.
Yes, thank you. The David Hoch Memorial Award for Excellence in Service was designed to recognize and honor the outstanding work in service learning and/or civic engagement completed by a faculty or staff member at an Ohio Campus Compact institution. This award is named for the late David Hoch, the Dean of the Honors Program at the University of Toledo, who served as the Director of Service Learning from 1999 to 2005. David was instrumental in initiating and nurturing the role of civic engagement at the University of Toledo, not only in the honors program, but in residence life and other departments as well. His guidance helped grow academic service learning, student-led community service, and the presidential emphasis on a broader civic engagement from the University of Toledo. David was a great friend of Ohio Campus Compact. This award is given annually to at least one faculty or staff member from Ohio Campus Compact member school. To be considered, the nominee must demonstrate outstanding leadership in furthering the civic mission of the institution. The president of the college or university must nominate each candidate, and the nominee completes information about their work and their vita to Ohio Campus Compact. This year, we're recognizing 2 award winners and 2 finalists with this award, and I'm very pleased to recognize Lee Nicholson as a finalist for the David Hoch Award.
Thank you very much, Dick, again for that introduction about the award. I've had the privilege of working with Dr. Lee Nicholson over the years that I've been at BGSU, and so it's an honor to read a little bit more information about her contributions. So Dr. Lee Nicholson has been a faculty member at BGSU since 2006. She is a full professor within the Department of English and an affiliated faculty member for Women's Gender and Sexuality Studies. She currently serves as the chair of the Department of English. Since Dr. Nickoson joined BGSU, she has exemplified a commitment to high quality teaching and research, particularly incorporating community engagement pedagogy into her own teaching and curriculum development. She has served in leadership roles within her department and college and across BGSU. In these roles, she has mentored other faculty colleagues, led curriculum reform, and helped lead and redesign our writing programs with a centering of community-based pedagogy and writing in context and community. Dean Ray Craig of the College of Arts and Sciences shared in his letter of support, quote, "As faculty members and researchers in literacy studies, she has always seen the importance of working within communities where the real work of literate practice happens. Her signal achievement to date is the revision of the General Studies writing program, which takes as a fundamental principle that writing is a tool in the world in communities. Steering the program in this direction accomplishes 2 important goals. It provides students with the opportunity to observe the many contexts in which writing is a tool for the common good, and it engages students in doing work that contributes to the common good. Bringing community engagement and service learning to this program means that all of our students are introduced to the idea of service, and they have tools by which they can, during their coursework and after they graduate, contribute to their communities." Doctoral student Lena Ziegler shared in a letter of support for Dr. Nickoson, quote, "Her dedication to community building, mentorship, public scholarship, social justice, and community engaged pedagogy has made her an inspirational figure in our department, doctoral program, and for me personally as an early career scholar educator." Lena goes on to say, during my first year in the program, I took a course with Lee in which she encouraged our class to develop an outreach plan to collaborate with the community. With Lee's help, we formed partnerships with a number of local schools, connecting us with secondary level English educators in order to build an educators forum into our program's annual 21st Century Englishes Graduate Conference. With the goal of providing a productive space for educators of all levels to come together in conversation, This Educators Forum has become a staple of our conference for the past 2 years, helping to bridge the disciplinary gap between high school and college educators. Lee's enthusiastic support of this project is just one example among many of how her influence as a professor guides our program's dedication to community engagement and has enabled us to make sustainable change. Lastly, faculty colleague Amanda Maguire Resnick shared in her letter of support, Dr. Nickoson has been and is an invaluable mentor to myself and Elizabeth Szymanski, especially as we began to reimagine the possibilities of English 3420, literature for young children. Our shared goal was to create a course that celebrated diversity and inclusion in children's literature through experiential learning. We wanted to show students how words and images live off the page and in our communities. She goes on to say, Dr. Nickoson's prompting to explore made our success with English 3420 a reality. She sees, understands, recognizes, and believes in our work. Her work, supporting faculty, staff, and students, serves the public interests and upholds BGSU's commitment to the public good. As you can see, Dr. Nickoson is a valued leader, mentor, and colleague at BGSU, and it is with great honor to recognize Dr. Lee Nicholson as BGSU's nominee and a finalist for the 2020 Ohio Campus Compact David Hoch Award. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Nickoson. And Lee, now would you like to say a few words?
No. Thank you so much, Paul and V. This is, I'm just blown away learning about Alyssa and Adam's accomplishments. I listened and I was trying to think as an undergraduate, I think my goals for the day were trying to find my way from class to class. So I just have the utmost respect for all that you're doing, and it's so exciting to know our future is in the hands of leaders just as you are, you emulate. And Paul and V, thank you so much for this. This is a tremendous honor, and it's, I had to ask Paul to make sure he had contacted the right person earlier this spring when he reached out. So thank you very much. Thank you, President Rodgers, for writing the letter of support. I really appreciate that, and I appreciate all the support you give our students, our faculty, and our staff. And thank you, Dick, for representing the Ohio Campus Compact and all the incredible work that OCC does. I enjoy attending the annual conferences and learn each and every time that I go. And I just want to mention that Amanda and we have Janaya with us too. Janaya is one of our undergraduate students, a major. He's one of our student ambassadors and just an all-around incredible person. Amanda Maguire Resnick is also here. And I was trying to, I hope they listen, I hope they trust what I'm going to say. It's not always the person who's considered the teacher of the course or the leader of the meeting who is the teacher. I'm very much a learner each and every time I'm around Amanda and Janaya, and I learn from them and I'm inspired by them. And I just, it's one of the privileges of this position as faculty and then as department chair to get to hear from and to see the energy and the commitment and the passion that our faculty and students have. So cheers to them. If I were wearing a hat, I would take it off to them. Thank you.
Well, I wanted.
Thank you again very much, Lee, for those comments. And yes, V, if you want to go ahead and share some final words. And
it's hard to say anything because I think Lee spoke to why we invest our time in highlighting best practices across our campus. I want to thank Ohio Campus Compact and National Campus Compact again, and to celebrate what those organizations stand for. I'm grateful to be at a university with presidential leadership that has continued to support campus compact in an era when we know budgets are tight. I want to thank Adam and Alyssa and Lee for being amazing colleagues. I want to thank Paul, Joanna Line for the work and support in pulling together much of our work with faculty. And I'm going to end with a call to action and a call to service for the coming year. I think our challenges in the community are unprecedented, and I think there will be no better time. I think of Shannon Orr, who already has a new project out there in the community, but I think universities are going to be called to serve in ways that we perhaps have not seen for many years, both to continue to educate and support great graduates, to support faculty and staff who create learning environments, but really a call to action of how we're going to bring our talents and skills to bear to support our communities in this time. And I know Dr. Rodgers has championed that for us as a university, as a public university with public good. And that's part of why I'm still at BGSU. And I know that's true for many of us. So I want to thank you for joining us today. I encourage you to reach out to our award winners with your personal recognition. And I hope you will go in peace, take care of yourselves, and continue to do good work to create the communities we really want to live in and believe in. So thank you very much for joining us today for this award ceremony.